All right, good morning, everyone. All right, let's look at NASDAQ. I already kind of charted it. I already analyzed it. Um, and there's not much, but let's see. We have this 4-hour demand zone down here. We have a gap all the way down here. We also have a daily zone, which we bounced off from. What else do we have? We have a 3-hour supply zone up here, which is actually kind of far away. So maybe I won't place a trade there. Unless the market gets up there pretty quickly. This could be a 4-hour supply zone at all-time highs. Let's see what else. Right down here, right below price, I have a 1-hour and 90-minute demand zone. Oh, another 1 hour as well. And then right below that, I have a gap. Let's see. I mean, it's not too far away from price. Like, we could easily get there by the end of the day if we continue to sell off. What's another zone I have? I mean, those are really the main zones for the bigger time frame. The rest of the zones are on the smaller time frame. And they are 5-minute zones. Actually, this could be a 10-minute zone here. This could also be a 10-minute zone. Yeah, we'll see. I'm thinking if NASDAQ gets below the 200s, we're gonna tap 0.57 or even lower. Depends on the volume. Where's VWAP? Okay, we've been below VWAP. And we got London highs. Ooh. I was also looking at US 30 and it looks very bullish. I mean, there is an aggressive sell-off, but just overnight, we've recovered that whole sell-off, which is pretty bullish. I also was looking at this 2-hour supply zone here on US 30, but it did get ran through. So just another reason to be bullish. Unless we get below like 180. I am trying to find newer zones though. We have this 1-hour demand zone down here. I'm gonna mark all-time highs blue. Another 1-hour zone. Big screen. Why is the screen this? Huh. That is... I've never had that. Wait, what? Display. Automatic. Huh. That's so weird. Yeah, I don't even know how that happened. Bro. How did that? That's not even supposed to happen because I don't have that monitor to be displayed at all. Yo, OBS is on something. That No, that's really weird. My bad, guys. I was too locked in for a second. Too locked in. No, he's not. Yeah, I don't see any more zones. Like, this could be a 15-minute zone, but it's really not. Because the basing candle is bigger. The basing candle is bigger than the actual move itself. So it's not really a good zone. Yeah, I probably won't even be looking at US 30 unless it has like a really volatile move. But if I was to trade US 30, my best bet would be this 2-hour supply zone up here, which isn't too far away. Like, we could definitely get there once the market opens up. So yeah, I'll be looking more at NASDAQ for sure. How's that fur baby doing? He's actually good. We almost took him to the vet because he kept itching, but we gave him Benadryl because we ended up calling. Okay, first of all, I think vets are like, okay, I love you too, be careful. I think vets are like such a huge money scam. I've had dogs for like forever. Every time I go to the vet, it's some bullshit. Especially if you have a really bad vet, like, they're gonna try to sell you on everything. And the new vet that I have, like, they're cool, but okay, first of all, they say they're a hospital. Just like all the other vets around the area, they say they're hospitals. You call and then they say they don't have anything available for emergencies. So then I called my regular vet and I was like, okay, I just called and they said they were on a 2-hour lunch break, so they weren't doing anything. Crazy. Anyways, after those 2 hours, I ended up calling the doctor, like the dog's doctor, and she just said to give him Benadryl for like 2 days. So that's exactly what we did. And now he's like back to normal. But yeah, I guess it's kind of normal for the dogs to have like bad allergies around this time. Right, Leo? So cute. Look at that. You got people asking about you. He's spoiled. The most spoiled dog. Let's see if we have any news today. I'm pretty sure we had a 30 news, but I'll double check. Thursday, the 4th. Okay, it says we have high impact 10:30 news. And it says we had 8:30. What am I saying? It says we had high impact 8:30 news. Let's see what that did. Didn't do much. Oh yeah, it didn't do much. What about this Trump tracker? Oh. A publicly covered Oval Office announcement on beautiful clean coal can trigger environmental energy market and political reactions. What? Okay, well, I guess Trump is gonna be doing an announcement on beautiful clean coal at 3 p.m. Eastern. Don't know what to do with that. Market TV, this is new. Oh, that's cool. Okay, cool. I didn't know they did that. Who else is live? Bloomberg. And then Yahoo. Oh, this is cool. This is like, this reminds me of like Top Step TV. This just froze. I have a little black pug. She's spoiled. Yeah, it's the little dogs. The little dogs always have the best life. Yo, this really froze. I think my YouTube froze too. Can't tell. I can't click anything. What the heck? Okay, cool. I'm back. I don't know what that was. I think I froze. My screen froze. Let's read high impact news. Bank of Japan considers June interest rate hike. Cool. Israel and Lebanon agree to cease fire. Bullish, right? Bullish. Yes. State Department, Israel and Lebanon agreed to reconvene political and security tracks. Okay, okay. All right, I don't see anything crazy. Just waiting for the markets to open. Are you in a new place? I'm in the same place, just a different wall and a different angle and a different setup. Usually I have the PC like, you know, not really facing me, but I changed it. No risk, no Rari. That's right. Do you support money or Iran? I'm not sure what that is. I don't know. Long at open. Don't chicken out. Hey, you do that. You do that. You might actually make money. It's 50-50 at the end of the day. Oof, the day before non-farm price tends to move weird. Shit, don't tell me twice. I'll be fine with a no trade day. I've been losing too much this week. Like I should actually have a weekly loss limit. I'm pretty sure if I had a weekly loss limit, I would have hit it. Like I've been losing back to back. And it's crazy too because the trades that I've taken like end up right, and it's either like I got unlucky or just the timing was a bit off. And that's the worst part. That's the worst part cuz you know what's going to happen and like you can't catch the move. Like yesterday with the shorts. That shit, oh my god. Thank God I stepped away from the charts cuz if not, no, thank God my girlfriend was here. Oh my gosh, if she wasn't here, I would have been staring at the charts for hours. But thankfully, after those two losses yesterday, I just enjoyed the day. Did everything else besides trading. I had a couple meetings. I don't think I went out the house, but I did go on a walk. You know, just distracting myself from the charts. Sometimes the best thing to do. Same yesterday. Sorry. Yesterday was messed up. I got stopped to the tick, then it dumped to TP. That's the worst. That's the worst. You know what's the worst about that? When you get stopped out by the tick and it goes to your take profit, you always think like, damn, like what if I had the stop loss just a bit wider? You know, we start thinking what ifs. Think abundance mindset. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be where I am if I wasn't if I didn't think abundant. Something I like to think about is like if other people can do it, like so can I. You know, there's no reason to why I can't. And with that delusion, you can win. You can do anything. Anything. Shit, be delusional. Talking about abundance though. You know when I feel the most abundant is when I go on a walk outside and I see all the trees. You know, just nature and how nature is like so abundant. I don't know, I might sound like a hippie, but shit, it's true. I think the hippie mindset could get you far. I do. Ooh, you only need one more trade for a payout. Why not lower contract size a little to have a better stop loss area? You know, that is a good idea. I have been thinking about it as well. You know, just having the stops a bit wider. Especially around VWAP. I think that'd be really helpful. Now that I think about it, a lot of my losses this week were around VWAP. And both of the losses were like kind of the same mistake where I could have let the market kind of retest VWAP, you know, like a break and retest. And if I had did that, then maybe the trades would have played out in my favor. Yes, VWAP. Yo, you guys are funny. We got 9 more minutes for market open. Yeah, I don't like trading around V. I just have bad experiences around VWAP, which sucks because I have good ones, but I feel like the bad ones outweigh the good ones. Bro, you know what pisses me off is this AI content. Like, I don't know why. Anytime I see AI content on my algorithm, it pisses me off. It does. Especially on Instagram because on Instagram it's like there's old people on it. So when you see an AI video and you go to the comments, like nobody understands it's AI. And it's like it's annoying because it's not real content. And like people are like stressing about what's happening in this fake video. Maybe I'm the only one. But what do you guys think about AI content? I think it's gonna take over, and it's to the point where I literally think everyone's AI. Bro, I just be scrolling. I was like, damn, like that shit gotta be AI. And I know it's not because it'd be real people, but that's how like messed up AI content has me. AI is gonna take over. I feel bad for old people though. No, yeah. like I feel bad too because if you think about it, it'll be easier for the I'm sorry, for older people to get scammed. I mean, they already get scammed now, right? Like over the phone. But now imagine if they're on Zoom with a person that's AI. They're going to think it's real, even though it's AI. Oh my. Yo, I got to talk about this funny. I don't think I've ever told this story, but I shouldn't even be talking this much shit about AI because it's actually gotten me far. But anyways, with AI, so when I had my insurance job, we had to memorize a script, and the script was like 4 pages long. If you ever worked sales, you probably got to memorize, a script, and we had to do that. And I wasn't gonna do that. I knew I wasn't gonna do that. I've always been like a cheater at school. I don't know why. That's always how I've been. Like if I could cheat at a test, I would do it. That's how I've always been. So I knew I wasn't going to memorize this 4-page script. I mean, I can't even read properly, right? Like my writing and speaking isn't that good. So I knew I wasn't going to memorize a 4-page script. And how they tested you to see if you memorized it was through a Zoom call. Everything was through Zoom with them. And basically on the test, they would be watching you to see if you're reading the script, on your screen or, anywhere else. They'd watch you. So what I did was, bro, this is so like smart. Anyway, so if you have Nvidia, if you have like this graphics card, Nvidia, you can download this broadcast Nvidia thing on your computer. And one of the cool things it has is it has this AI where like it makes it seem like you're staring straight at the camera. Like it I don't know, I feel like I don't know how to explain it. Maybe you guys know what I'm talking about. Let me show you. Video eye contact tool. So basically the tool, the AI, makes it seem like you're looking straight at the camera. Okay, like this. This is exactly what it was. So it does something like this. Like you could be looking somewhere else, but if you have the Nvidia thing on, it makes it seem like you're looking at the camera. Yeah, I've never said this. Hey, this is a bad example because he's not even really looking. I'm trying to show. Okay, like this. This is a perfect example. You could be looking anywhere else, but it'll make it seem like you're looking straight at the camera. And I had it on. And basically that's how I passed my life insurance um test. Well, not the test for it, but the test for memorizing the script. I did it with AI. Yeah, that happened. That happened. Just memorize the script. See, that's the thing. I think they gave you like a couple days to memorize it, and I was not doing it. I was not. Now that I think about it, though, that's probably why I wasn't that good at sales, because I didn't really know the script. Every time I was on a call, I had to have the script on the screen, and like I was on a laptop, so it was a small screen. But yeah, it's crazy because like that was AI, and like it was kind of easy to cheat my way out of that with AI. Not damn, not to mention the school stuff too. Especially when like ChatGPT first came out. Yo, that was my best friend in high school. But yeah, AI could be used for bad things and good things. And that makes me think about how like you kind of lose not brain cells, but you kind of get dumber when you use AI because you're not using your brain. And I believe it. I believe it because not only myself, but I know a lot of other people that they go through like life situations and then just kind of ask ChatGPT for advice, which like before, like you would never think about doing that. Can you imagine if like I don't know, we go back in time and we start talking about AI? Like it's so different now. You know, everything's so different. Like the electric scooters. I still think the electric scooters are very futuristic. Like it reminds me of Back to the Future, especially when you go to a city and you can just rent out I'm stuttering an electric scooter and you see everyone riding it. It's like a couple years ago that wasn't a thing at all, and now it's everywhere, just like AI. Anyways, that was my quick pre-market chat. Let's see how the market opens up. I don't like AI and social media, but GPT making me graduate. Yeah, it's like for some things it's bad, but others is good. It depends. It depends. See some volume kicking in on this 925 candle. This might be a crazy opening. It's older, but it's exactly how stupid people become. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That reminds me of the Wally movie. And like there's like just like the futuristic people are like let me see. Let me be correct on this. Wally. Okay, we're going straight to a 5 minute zone. I don't know. I've been sleeping on 5 minute zones. Let's see what happens. But anyways, in the movie Wally, the futuristic people, the humans, are dumb. Like actually. And in the movie, what they do is they're basically just eating and they're watching videos on their phone like this and they're on a chair. And it's like, bro, I would not be surprised if that's exactly the future. Like it makes sense. It's a bit sad, honestly. Sometimes I do think like, I do think technology might be taking over in a bad way. Sometimes I do think that. But like I can't do anything about it. That's the thing. It's already too late for anyone to try to change anything. Did anyone go to Ye's concert? Nah, fuck that. Did anyone go to Bad Bunny's concert? Did anyone go to Bad Bunny's concert? Anyone? Yeah, I almost balled out trying to go to one of his concerts. I can't even lie. Then I was like, you know what? Let me not, because I'm about to move out in a couple months. Damn, that would have been fun. Going to Barcelona for a Bad Bunny concert. Mm, damn. Damn. And you know what's crazy? One of my cousins went, I think she went to, where was it? I think it was, no, it maybe was Barcelona. Man, those Bad Bunny concerts, something else. If you're a Bad Bunny fan, of course. All right, well, I didn't take any long because we didn't tap the zone yet. So I actually might be looking at this 10-minute zone up here, which which is right at VWAP. Great, great. So yeah, I probably won't take a trade off of that. Where in Texas will you be moving to? See, at first, when you think about Texas, you think about Houston. So I was thinking Houston. But simply the reason why we didn't choose Houston was the crime rate. Crime rate is too high. And I don't want to deal with that. So we searched up like, what's a better city with a better crime rate? And Austin came up. So we visited Austin, we looked at houses, and that's where we're going. Yeah, I really liked Austin. It was very different from here. A lot of different things in a good way though. Something about Austin too, Austin, Texas. It's so futuristic in the city. I mean, even anywhere you go, like you'll see robots. I'm not I'm not kidding. You'll see a car driving itself, which I posted on Instagram. I don't know if you guys saw that. It's called the Waymo. It's like a Uber, but there's no driver, which also makes you think about how drivers are going to get replaced. So many jobs will be replaced. Like I'm going to be shocked if there's no recession. Like I truly believe there will be some type of huge crash because AI is going to change everything. Everything. And it already has too. But I just think the markets haven't really, I don't know, it's like they haven't really paid attention to that. But I think it will. That's what I think. Okay, well, usually I would be looking for a trade here, right? Maybe I'd be thinking short here, but I'm getting deja vu. Like last time I took the trade like this, I got stopped out because it retested VWAP. So I don't want that to happen again. How big is this opening range so far? Okay, it's pretty good. There's really good volume. Don't trust the Waymos. Yo, it was scary. We took a Waymo literally like down the street because we were scared to take it. So we were like, let's just take it back to the car. Bro, whoever driving that Waymo, like they were whipping that car. I mean, the turns were you felt the G force in the turns. It was scary. I'm not gonna lie. It was scary. I don't think I would take it again, honestly. Have you seen Apex live trading rules? You planning to trade with them? I am planning to trade with them again. They actually just extended their 90% off sale. No surprise there, but they did. So I do plan on getting at least 5 accounts. I don't think I'll ever go back to getting 20 accounts with them. Just for me personally, because I've already made money with them. And like I don't want to build up an account to pay out just for all that profit to get moved to live. So I rather like take it slow. Get 5 accounts, try to get payout off of them. If I don't and they move me to live, the best thing that could happen in the live is eventually getting to copy trade live accounts up to 5, which is good. Which is also why I'm thinking just 5 accounts. Because, like, that's the max you could have in live. See, here's the retest on VWAP. If it breaks this low again, I might short it. Let's see. But now if it gets above VWAP, then we'll have this 10-minute supply zone. It'll still be close to VWAP though, so I'd definitely be careful with the entry. Okay, it's going back down. Let's see, I'm only thinking of shorting if it breaks this wick here at 304. Jeez, they're cutting grass. All right, I'm gonna try to target 207. All right, let's see. All right, that was kind of TP2. I'm gonna tighten my stop to 31. I'm trying to see if this goes down to this 5 minute demand zone down here. All right, I'll go break even here. All right, I'm gonna trail this tighter. All right, I got out of that. Nice. Okay, I think that actually. Let me see. Hopefully the copy trader worked. Okay, thank God it did. Oh my goodness. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's good. Okay, that was like $800 across what, 13 accounts? Oh no. Okay, that's fine. I totally forgot it took out certain accounts from the copy trader, but it got copied through most of them. Oh my gosh, look at the TP. I couldn't hold to TP because of the consistency rule. But damn. See? Oh my. Yo. Sorry, I'm too excited. I'm so excited because, yo, you guys, you guys understand. Like, after losing so many trades and then getting good win, there's no better feeling than that. There's no better feeling. Especially after avoiding the mistake that I did twice, which was, oh my god. Okay, so if we look at my past couple losses, two of those losses were literally something like this. And it was, and I'll show you right now because they would have happened again. Usually I'd short it if we break this first 1 minute wick. But I was like, let me not do that because recently I've been getting faked out when it retests VWAP. So I was like, let me wait. Retested VWAP. We broke this low. And I entered the trade. And that was that. But like, I'm not joking. Like, go back to my past couple losses. Two of the main losses were because I took the same trade twice. Or no, one of them was because I took the same trade twice. They both did the same thing where like it tapped VWAP twice. And I didn't know it was gonna happen, but I was like, let me wait to see if it happens again. And it did happen again. There's no surprise there. The market repeats itself many times. And it did it again. And then boom, we rejected this zone plus VWAP. I targeted the next zone, which was a 5 minute demand zone. Pretty simple. It's just the only thing that's like not really 2A plus is just this double tapping VWAP. Like that messes up a lot of people. Especially me because like I said, usually I would short it on the first hint that we're rejecting the zone, right? Like usually I would shorted it right over here. And again, like I did this a couple times this week and I lost. So I was like, let me not do that. Let me see if it goes back up to retest VWAP. And it did. And damn. Finally, a good trade. And then look at this perfect bounce off of the 5-minute demand zone. Damn. Sometimes you gotta remember who you are. I'm sorry. I'm too excited. Like I needed that win. I didn't need it, but you guys know how it is. I even said this the other day. I was like, damn, I don't even know how to trade anymore. You guys know when you lose so much, you start second guessing yourself when you know you shouldn't be. And then you get one win and it's like, damn, why was I stressing? Why was I stressing? I do have a free course, yeah. But honestly, I don't know if you could access it because something got messed up with WAP. I actually, hmm, I think if you're in the free Discord, there is like 3 free videos. But there is a free WAP where I have courses. They're like my older courses. Well, my older course. Let's see what happens. We got 10 more minutes for 10 a.m. Okay, on US 30, of course, bullshit happened. But when the market opened up, we tapped this 2-hour supply zone. At first, I was thinking shorts if we ever broke below this wick here, which we kind of never did. Yeah, we kind of just tapped it, never broke past it. Yeah, I was thinking shorts if we broke below this 1-minute wick here, which we kind of never did. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would have taken on US 30. Mm, yeah. I mean, maybe yeah, no, that wouldn't have worked. I was gonna say maybe this 3-minute demand zone, but no, I wouldn't have taken it because we barely tapped it. Yeah, I definitely knew US 30 was bullish. Um, Purely just because we had this aggressive sell off that we fully recovered overnight. And I said it when I was charting it. But like I said, I don't know where necessarily I would have taken the long because it's pretty choppy. Maybe hypothetically, I would have taken it here, but like I know I kind of wouldn't have because it barely tapped the zone, just barely. Yeah, I don't know. I think US 30 has been tough. Maybe that's just me. What do you guys think about US 30? If you have traded US 30 before, I think it's been changing quite a bit. I mean, the only I would say the only really good day was the opening on Tuesday. That was crazy. Not only the opening, but the move afterwards. That was a really good move. Like there was great volume the first 30 minutes. But I don't know, after that it's like what happened yesterday? Let's see. Mm, it looks kind of choppy. Even today, it looks choppy, but it's trending up at least. Nasdaq is choppy as well. Like I don't know. Just because I won the trade doesn't mean it's a good market, honestly. I think these moves were really nice, right? Like the opening range was almost 160 points. There's really good volume. I just don't think there's good direction yet on Nasdaq. US 30 though on the bigger time frame looks like a meme coin. You know what's crazy too? Yesterday when I first started the stream, I looked at the market and we were right here yesterday. Starting. We were right here and I was like, you know what? It looks like it's gonna reverse because the market slowed down. This is I would say this is like key to spotting out reversals is looking at the volume slowing down once we approach a certain area. Because I saw this and I was like, yeah, the bigger time frame slowing down. That's a good sign for a reversal. You could go back and watch it. Even though I lost yesterday. Damn. But like just seeing that slow down, it's always a good sign for a reversal. Not all the time, but sometimes. And over here, you could kind of see that as well. We sold off aggressively, and then once we got to this area, slowed down, and then boom, the reversal. And I bet you could spot it out many times on every time frame. I mean, even with the trade I just took now, right? We bought up pretty aggressive. Once we got to this area of interest, we kind of chopped up, and then it reversed. But I would say the only reason I won this trade is because I didn't take the first possible entry. Right? Like I would say the first possible entry was this one right here. The only reason I didn't take it was because I've lost twice this week taking a very similar trade to this. And it's to the point it's the same thing. Like I bet I could spot it out right now. Let's see. Boom, right here yesterday. The same thing, right? I took the short around here, got faked out when it retested VWAP. If I did what I did today, which was wait for it to test VWAP and then break this low here, I would have won yesterday. Right, but that didn't happen. And then it happened again earlier in the week. Let's see if I can spot it out. No, not that day. Let's see. Boom. Literally the same thing. And I also took this loss as well. I took two trades. Um, I think the first trade was it was somewhere around here, and I got stopped out of that. No, it was probably around here. Got stopped out of that. Then I was like, okay, that's fine. Then I'm pretty sure I entered again over here, and I got chopped up twice on the same trade. And look at what happened. Again, the same thing. We retest VWAP right here, and then we break these lows. Again, if I took it right there, the trade would have won. But it's crazy, like, if you're not spotting these certain patterns, certain mistakes, you might repeat the same mistake a couple times. It took me twice. It took me repeating the same mistake twice in order to fix it, which isn't bad, right? Like, I would say it's good. But yeah, that's another thing of like patterns happening throughout the week. I think it maybe it's just me that thinks this, but like every week there's a specific pattern that repeats itself on Nasdaq, and I feel like this week it was that VWAP retest shit because this was the third time it happened this week. That's 3 out of 4 days. I mean, it might even be the pattern of the month. Who knows? Bro. It, yo. Sorry, my mom just sent a photo of her on the beach. And I think it's a photo of beer. So I guess it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Then I want to go to Puerto Rico. Will you take another setup? No. No, that was it. I mean, that was a decent win. That this one was usually I'd TP around here at 200 ticks, but I TP'd around down here around 360 ticks. So this one was, what is it? Almost 4 times bigger than my regular loss. Which is good. All right, here's gonna be the 10 a.m. candle, which again, like I don't trade after 10 a.m. If I do, I most likely lose the trade. Unless only if I'm like scalping on evals, then I do good. But like if I'm actually trying after 10 a.m., it's like an 80% losing rate. Yeah, a lot of my winners happen quickly. Oof, Bazette speaks at 10 and Trump at 3. Yeah, that could be tough. Yeah, it slowed down quite a bit. I'm trying to see if this 10 a.m. candle maybe, I don't know, increases volume or something. It's like if you didn't take this long or this short and you're trying to trade this, you might get chopped. That's just how it is sometimes. No, a lot of the time. Let's see the bigger time frame. I don't know. This looks bearish. See, what I'm looking at is just support and resistance. Like, like this area here. It's been resistance before. Boom, right here. We broke past it, turned into support. Support. Boom, right here. We broke past it. It looks like we've retested this area and taken the short again. I mean, I could see this going down to 120 down here if it really breaks these lows. Let's see. Or last 1 hour of the afternoon session. I tend to like it better. 12, 13. Can't fade the uptrend, plus the downtrend is still a channel, so can bounce hard. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, this could literally just be a tiny pullback. Just like this one over here. Yeah, I would say though, like, this has been a really good pullback. Especially if you caught the short yesterday. Which, like, I almost did, but I didn't. But I almost did. We also had this gap down here. at 29,675 that we haven't really tapped into or filled at all. But yeah, I'd definitely be looking at potential bounces as well. Oh my gosh, I wanted to check Bitcoin. I love to see it go down. Let's see how down it went. It went down to 61,000. That's crazy. Yeah, I saw a post that all the cryptos are down bad, which is good if you plan on buying some of it. Or shit, if you're what was his name? I think it was Grant Cardone. He put like a lot of money into Bitcoin. I think when it was like I think it was around like 60s, and like he's down bad. But he'll be up. Like eventually he's going to go up. I do think that Bitcoin will go way lower than what it did before. And I'm only just saying that because if you time the bearish markets on Bitcoin, usually it's almost like 290 days to 350, something like that. And we're only a couple where is it? Let me see. We're only, let's see. Yeah, 240 days. So like we have a couple more days for a bearish market. No, a lot of more days. That's why I think it'll go lower. But you never know. Let's see XRP. I mean, I've never been interested in XRP, but I do think it's interesting. Jeez. Yo, these dogs. I think they're barking at the person cutting grass. All right, this looks like it wants to go down to 3060, but definitely could bounce around 120. If you go on the 1 hour time frame, it's like a small area of support slash resistance. But if I was just looking at supply and demand, I mean, I'd think it'd go down to 060 all the way down here. But yeah, I think right now it makes sense for it to sell off because of the break and retest of this area here. Like we broke past that zone, retested it, then went back down and broke the lows. Wow, US 30 is slowly going to the moon. Slowly. Lonnie, why are you not reading my comments? Bro. You've been asking Which I don't even know what this means. You've been asking, Lonnie, you gassed up today. I don't know what that means, so I haven't been answering it. Yeah, I took one trade. Yo, what are they barking at? Let me go check. Okay, I think they stopped. Really quick, let's journal. Also, I think you guys need to get on TradeZella. Like, I think right now, TradeZella is the best journaling platform because they're actually integrating AI into it now. Before, TradeZella was like a regular journaling platform, and I saw they had competitors that were integrating a lot of AI into their journaling platform, which is cool, right? But now they have AI as well. And it's down to the point where like eh, you could ask the AI anything about your trading and it will pull up data, like numbers, anything you'd ask it, whatever's on your TradeZella journal, like it'll spit it back out to you. Any question you have. It's actually really cool. And I've done a huge mistake of journaling the wrong way for the past, I would say, 2 years. Because usually when I journal, I journal like I just take a screenshot, maybe two screenshots, and then I simply just explain why I took the trade in like two sentences. And like that's a alright way of journaling, but I don't think it's good because the best you can get out of that is just like, you know, you go back and see what you did that day. That's about it. The way I should have been journaling and I will start doing now is adding tags to the trades so you can measure certain metrics. For example, like, you know, adding tags, for example, like what time zone did I take the trade off from, the 1 minute time frame, right? Like the entry. Or what time frame was the zone that you took the trade off from, right? For this one would be a 10-minute time frame. Like I haven't been tracking those metrics like I should be. Like I should have been doing. Cuz if I had those metrics, either it made me more confident or I'd know certain things, like certain zones not to take trade from, you know? But yeah, on TradeZella you can add like your strategies, you can make your own playbook and then you can create your own tags. And then if you track all that data and you're tagging your trades, then if you're on a losing streak, you can ask the AI, okay, why do you think I've been losing more frequently now? Or like, what was I doing this week when I got this payout? Or like, what was I doing that week when I was on this winning streak? And it'll tell you exactly what you did, what type of trades you took, right? Instead of you looking back and then like just looking at photos and like words of your trades. You have to go back yourself. If you track it though, the AI can do it for you. But yeah, I would say that's like a huge regret is not journaling properly. But I'll definitely change that. Which I already did. I already did like I got 4 different playbooks set up on TradeZella. So I use one strategy, but the one strategy has like 4 different kind of entry models. Oh my, and then another thing with TradeZella and AI is now they're having agents on AI. Like, for example, if you know what cloud is, you can have like AI agents where the agents do work for you when you're not there, right? Like you just set it to do a job and it does it for you. You can now they have 3 agents on TradeZella. So like one of the agents can, what is it? It says market sentiment briefing. I guess it just like creates a bias about certain tickers. Like you have to set it yourself though. And there's 2 other robots. But I think eventually they're gonna add more robots. And the robots are really only gonna work if it has data. So like, you gotta be tracking your shit. So you could really take advantage of it. But yeah, no, this AI stuff is taking over for sure. Like it's in almost everything you can think of at this point. That's a good question. Do I journal outside of trading or just when you trade? I will say right now I'm only journaling when I trade, but I will say when I'm in my prime, when I'm really like, trying to achieve some shit, really focused, I do journal like outside of trading. And I'm stuttering. When I got my first 20K payout, like my first huge month, I was journaling outside of trading. And I don't know. I guess what I would do is I'd do it at night, like before going to sleep. Just kind of write what I did throughout the day, or I don't know, things I want to achieve, or even kind of pray in some type of way journaling, like thanking God. Um when I journal, like I do that a lot when I journal. But no, yeah, I think journaling outside of trading is really good. I don't know why it works or how it works, but it does. It's funny too because when I worked at my overnight job at the grocery store, um, I had this manifestation journal from like Five Below because I was trying to get into it. And one of the things it told you to do was write down the goal that you have. And I'd write down, I want to make consistent 10K months. And like now I do that, whether it's with trading or with something else. Like I do it now. And it makes me wonder like if I write something bigger, it's gonna happen. You kind of just gotta test it out yourself. Give it time. Give energy. Make a video on TradeZella like explaining how to properly journal. Yeah, definitely should do that. I think it'd be helpful because, like I said, I thought I was journaling fine for the past 2 years, but in reality, I haven't been tracking certain metrics that I should be. And I think a lot of people should kind of know that. Not everyone thinks about that because a lot of people don't even journal. That's the thing. But if you do, then you should at least do it the right way. How many screens are you using? Right now I'm using two monitors. When I was over there, the other side of the room, I kind of had 3 monitors cuz there's a TV, but like I didn't use it. So now I just use two. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like 2 monitors is like just perfect. Sleep schedule. Oof. Mm. Sleep schedule is rough right now. I will say it's not consistent as it should be. I've been doing pretty good this week though. I have. But if you asked me like last month, it was bad. Yeah. Yeah, I think sleep is important to a certain extent, to a certain point. I think in the beginning when like you're really grinding and stuff, you're really working on something, it shouldn't be important. Like you should have no excuse. That's what I did. Like when I worked overnights, I didn't prioritize sleep at all. I prioritized the goal. But now that, I'm a full-time trader, I kind of do have to prioritize sleep because it does affect your performance. I would say a good sleep schedule is like going to sleep around 9 or 10 and then waking up at like 6 a.m. I don't do that though. Not right now. In the beginning of the year, yes. In the beginning of the year, I was waking up at like 5 in the morning, and that was pretty good. I felt amazing too. That's the thing. It's hard to, go to sleep early and wake up early sometimes because you feel like shit in the morning. But once you get used to it, you start to feel good. Sleep is important. I woke up groggy this morning. Thought it would be a red day. Did a 2 minute stretch workout, coffee, tons of water, jammed out music, did the best I could to open third eye to see. Yeah, I like that. I like that. If you wake up groggy, you should definitely do stuff to like wake yourself up. It's funny too because when I was getting just 2 hours of sleep and trading, I was failing at trading. But once I was getting 2 hours of sleep, no, I was getting less actually. I would sacrifice like 30 minutes of sleep just to meditate and like actually wake up before going to the charts. And that's when I saw like everything change. Oops. Hmm. Yeah. Did you see Bitcoin finally? I did. I did. I love when Bitcoin falls, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, okay. Do you think working a job while trading adds or subtracts from the law of detachment? Like at the end of the day, it's just your mindset, right? Like, and what you think about your job. Do you think your job is helping you get towards your trading goal or like pulling you farther? And you probably think it's getting you farther, maybe. I know a lot of people might think that, but like if you do think that your job is in the way of your trading success, it will be in the way of your trading success. That's just how it is. Whatever you think will come true. Or like you're kind of manifesting it in some way. But if you think, you know, yes, this job sucks, but it will get me closer somehow to this trading goal, which in a way it definitely could because with your job you're making money that could help you buy like prop firm accounts, right? Or your live trading account, whatever you trade. Like at the end of the day it's down to what you tell yourself in reality. What do you tell yourself? What do you think? Do you mostly think negative throughout the day or do you think positive? Yeah, that's a good question. What's your strategy? Supply and demand. Are you strict about trading inside the 9:30 to 10 a.m. window? I think I am. I think I am. I'm pretty strict on it. Obviously I do take trades after 10 a.m., but the goal is to be done by 10. Why do I say that? Because a lot probably all of my winners, no, maybe like 90% of the winners are before 10 a.m. So that's why. It could be different for you though, right? It really depends on you. And you won't know until you do it, until you track your data. So yeah, I would say like if you're actually wanting to take your trading serious, start becoming a nerd at your own trading. Like study your own trading. So like when you journal, try to get as much data as possible from it. And I'm only telling you that because I didn't do that. I regret not doing it. Like I said, when I journal, it's just like a screenshot and then like two sentences. When it should be me tracking certain metrics, like the time I took the trade or the zone I took the trade off from, or how it looked on the bigger time frame. Stuff like that. Or, how long did the trade play out after you got out? You know? Be a student of your own trades. Yes. Yeah, that's one of the best things you'll ever hear. You could be a student to whoever you look up to or whoever you trade with, right? But what if something happens to them? Then what are you going to do? You're going to start all over, right? So you might as well be like independent with your trading. That's why I stopped selling um like subscription for my live trading, because I don't believe traders should do that, honestly. Maybe in the beginning, yes, but after you kind of already know what you're doing, I believe you shouldn't be copy trading others unless you actually agree with their analysis and it lines up with yours, something like that. Like your trading should be based off of you. That way you can study it. And nobody's gonna know yourself better than you. What's your strategy to stop revenge trading? The best strategy to stop revenge trading, you're gonna hate this, but it's just walking away. It's so hard yet so easy, you know? You guys know that feeling in your stomach when you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing? When you feel that way, and yeah, you still do what you're not supposed to be doing, you're kind of training yourself, your body, to do things you're not supposed to because you always do, right? I think it's called neuroplasticity. I think where like, the more you do something, the more you do something. How do I say that? Let's search it up. It'll help me out here. Let's see here. The brain's lifelong ability to recognize, rewire, and adapt its structure and functions in response to learning, environmental experiences, or recovery from injury. Okay. All right, that's like not what I wanted. But anyways, I thought no, it should be, right? Neuroplasticity examples. Yes. Okay, boom. This is what I wanted. It building new pathways and strengthening existing connections, right? So, like I said, if you feel like you shouldn't be doing something, maybe taking another trade and you know you shouldn't, but you still do, you're training your brain to always do that. So there has to be a day where you just don't do it. And the next time you feel like that, you don't do it again. And then it gets easier to not revenge trade. At the end of the day, it's just about like doing it. You know, there's really no secret to it. Yes, and learn from the loss. That's a big one too. Revenge trading is all mental. You have to come to the market fresh and new every day. If you took a loss the day before and you're thinking about recouping the loss instead of finding a trade, that's an L. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's why you kind of like, and I hate to talk about it again, but like you kind of need a morning routine. So like you could start from zero again. Because if you think about it, let's say you took a loss yesterday, pissed you off, and then in the morning you wake up, you're still thinking about it, and then you trade. Like you wake up, you go straight to the charts. You're gonna be thinking about it. And it's gonna cause you to like make a mistake. But if you do a morning routine after you wake up, you relax, you listen to music, you get in a good mood, you go through your trading plan, go to the basics, then you actually might have a good mindset coming into the charts. Yeah, I like music in the morning. I would say it's is one of the things that like get me in a good mood is music. And not like, scrolling on social media or something completely random, but it ties into what I'm talking about. When you first wake up, the brain waves in your head, I forgot what they're called. I think it's called theta brain waves, I think. It causes you to be more, how do you say it? You know what? I'll be back. I'll be back. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I actually wrote about it when I wrote this book. Let me see if I can find it. Oh my gosh, right here. Wow, I just flipped to it. Let's see. Okay, when you first wake up, your brain isn't in full go mode yet. For the first 20, 30, 20, 40 minutes, it operates in a slower frequency as theta waves. The same relaxed, dreamlike state children spend most of their time in. In this state, your subconscious mind is wide open. The barriers between thought and belief are thin, right? Which makes which means what you feed your mind during this window goes straight to your programming. So basically, when you first wake up, you're like kind of more programmable, kind of, right? Because of your brain waves. So imagine every day you wake up and the first 30 minutes you're scrolling, your brain is programming you, right? The algorithm on your Instagram is programming you, which is bad because random shit pops up on your algorithm. Then it's like, damn. Especially those weird AI videos. You guys know those AI videos where it's like I don't know, you'll fucking see a ball of lettuce and then they'll turn into this big weird thing or something. You guys know those weird AI videos where like it's normal and then it turns into something weird. Imagine seeing that the first 10 minutes you wake up. Like, you don't want that. So what this page talks about is like the best time to visualize the trader you want to be, or visualize whatever goal you want to succeed. The best time for that is as soon as you wake up, because then you'll be like kind of programming your mind instead of your phone. Yeah. Yeah, your first 30 minutes aren't random. They're the most powerful tool. I can't even talk. They are the most powerful tool for subconscious reprogramming. Guard that time like capital. This is good. Damn. Yo. I don't know if anyone told you, but you're like a gem on YouTube. 1 in a billion. Love you giving sauce like it's just value. Thank you, thank you. Music helps me get in that good mood and feel at peace and happy. Same, same. Thoughts on ICT? My thoughts on ICT. Okay, so my thoughts on the ICT strategy stuff is just like any other strategy. It works. ICT works. But my thoughts on ICT traders, like the influencers, the white boys. Mm-mm. It's not a good opinion because for some reason, and I talk about this a lot, for some reason, they just hate me on Instagram. I don't know why. I have a couple hate comments from huge ICT traders, and they kind of say the same stuff every time. It's a bit weird. But yeah, I think ICT works just like any other strategy. But the influencers for ICT are just, some of them are a bit weird to me. And I hope that changes. I do. But yeah, obviously ICT works. Just like support and resistance, supply and demand. Like it works, right? It's up to you whether you want to use it or not. And you won't know until you try. So I would say like if you've been struggling with, I don't know, supply and demand, support and resistance, or like whatever you trade, maybe try learning ICT. It might click for you. It might, but you never know until you try it out. I tried it out when I first started trading. I think it was futures. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this whole ICT training. I think it was like the 2022 one. Was it the 2022 one? Yeah, it probably was. That training he has. And then I started and I couldn't do it. I was like, what? It's definitely more wordy, and but at the end of the day, like, it's the same thing. Like, you're gonna see a gap at an area where it's support or it's resistance or it's supply or demand. Like, it's the same thing. But I will say ICT might help you get a better understanding of the markets. I will say that. I know a lot of people that agree with that as well. So like I feel like if you're kind of struggling with how to see the market, maybe try out ICT. It might actually help you, but you never know. Gotten my third payout. Should I reinvest most of them into more accounts? Hmm. That's up to you. Like, if you don't need to pay anything else and you can comfortably buy more accounts, go for it. But if you think it's like maybe too big of a risk, then maybe just like one or two more accounts. Don't go all out. I would say that. Don't ball out just yet. Trades by Side really helped me understand market structure. Yeah, I like him. I even me, I still watch his videos. Especially like the ones he talks about like on the charts. I like those cuz it's very simple. Yeah. You want to become a full-time. Okay, like a full-time trader. Okay, I would say honestly, it's up to you. Like you have to be comfortable enough to go full-time, like money-wise. Like you need a stash, you know? You need a cushion. Can you explain supply and demand from your POV how to trade? Yeah, I could. I would say though, like for me, it's not your regular supply and demand. I trade a bit more differently. But basically, I have this zone here, and I have it grayed out for a reason. I used to have demand green and then supply red, but the thing is, let's say this is supply right here. This zone here is supply. Usually, people would expect we tap into this and then go down, and that does happen. But sometimes the buying is so strong that it breaks past the zone and it goes to a next zone. So I'm open to buying or shorting off of the zone. And the way I do that is if we get past 50% of the zone, I'm going to expect this to continue to break past it and go to the next zone. But if we tap into the zone and we reject it, then I take the short and I expect it to go to the next zone. That's why I have my zones grayed out because it's like I could buy or short off of them, whether it's supply or demand. It just kind of depends what the market does at the zone. It's also not perfect. For example, here, I shorted off of this zone, but like you can clearly see we chopped up at the zone. Um and this is the third time this week it's happened. And I think it's because of VWAP. Anyways, we tapped into the zone. We did we did have a 1 minute candle closing above, this 50% line. But then we had VWAP, which is why I didn't take the buy. So once we tapped VWAP twice and rejected it, then I said, okay, we're most likely rejecting the zone that we rejected twice. So I took the short, and then where did it go? The next zone, which was a 5 minute zone. And you actually could have taken a buy here at this zone as well. But I mean, I didn't do that because I had already kind of won the trade. Bad, this trade would have played out pretty good. Honestly, though, I would have expected the longs to go back all the way up. That didn't happen though. I mean, it still played out quite a bit though. The buying definitely popped in. And then the timing is also important with my strategy. The best time to trade is a 30-minute window. Like it's very specific. From 9:30 to 10 a.m. That's usually where I try to finish is around 10. And the main reason is because, and I don't know why this happens, but it happens a lot. After 10 a.m., the market doesn't really respect the zones like it normally should, or like how you would expect it to. Usually after 10, you see something like this, where it just kind of like fakes out of the zone, right? I don't know, I see that a lot. And then of course it slows down. Like right now it's pretty slow. But yeah, like the best time for me is the first 15-30 minutes. And that might be because of the volume too. The volume's always kind of the best the first 30 minutes most of the time. If the markets are kind of erratic and weird, then it'll it'll be slow during the opening, and then you'll see like this huge move randomly during lunchtime. Like that does happen too. But all right, do you think that the US Iran war has impacted the markets for the past few months? Yeah, of course. Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah. In a good way, I don't know. In a bad way, maybe. I don't know. It definitely has though. I mean, even last year, where is it? Last year, around this time, Trump mentioned tariffs, and that caused this huge move down, this huge sell off. And then one day he was like, everyone buy the stocks. And ever since that day, that's been the bottom. Like, I'm still shocked to this day that that really happened. You can see it too. It was, I'm pretty sure it was one of the biggest Green Days ever, if not the biggest Green Day ever for the market. And I'm not surprised 'cause that's been the bottom. And then I'm pretty sure around this time, yeah, we had the Iran war. It was bad, or we still have it. It was everyone was kind of like confused. We didn't know what was happening, and I'm pretty sure one of these days, um, the ceasefire happened. One of the first ceasefire, because there's been more than one that happened, and then we crazy green. Like that was crazy. I mean, it took a couple months for the market to get down to this point, and then just a couple days for it to completely recover. But like, I feel like that's how the market is. Like, it's this pattern that happens kind of every year. Nasty sell off, and then it buys up very quickly. Crazy. Yeah, there's also definitely been a lot of like insider trading for sure. And that's always been a thing. Like it's nothing new. But every time it just baffles me. I'm like, damn. Like I wish I was friends with Trump. Kind of, not really. Just for the stocks, nothing else. But alright, that was it for me. Maybe I should do that video about TradeZella. I definitely should. I think it'll help a bunch of people. All right, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. It is Thursday, so we got one more day out of the week. Hopefully, I'm back in the groove and this is the new regular. We'll see, but if you guys are going to keep trading, um I'd watch out. It definitely looks like it slowed down. We're chopping up at VWAP. Trump is going to speak at 3, I think, which is pretty late, but if you're somehow going to be trading at that time, I'd be careful. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.